Avail yourself to the new growth that is surrounding you. At any moment, opportunity can jump at you. The question you should be asking yourself is, how available are you to the opportunity that is right in front of you? Sometimes our mind is so busy, looking elsewhere, trying to tender to our own wounds, so much that we forget that opportunity is always going to beckon. Sometimes, when you are so focused on your own pain, you forget that there is victory ahead of you. Through that pain, you can learn to maneuver yourself. There's a lot of strength that you can gain from when you start to look at your flaws and accept them and realize that they are a huge part of you. Once you start availing yourself to opportunity, redemption shall follow. Take note. Great minds do think alike. The choices I was faced with at this time encouraged me not to discourage the way I thought. Thought was the foundation to change. You have to think differently. Once you do, you live differently. It's quite evident that a different lifestyle would require better and wiser choices. There's just one important view I couldn't disregard, and that was going to be living my life from a realistic point of view. When you start dedicating yourself not just only learning about yourself, but also about the community that you're part of, you start learning the importance of the common good. This is when the phrase, "it takes a village to raise a child," became understood and carefully studied by myself. Taking into mind the environment I was in, my growth had to be facilitated based on the realistic view of that time. When you start embracing the best of both worlds, you start to learn that there is no state in your life that is permanent. All the states we go through are temporary, and once we avail ourselves to the process, we start being appreciative of the process itself. I will give due diligence to my own character and the fact that I was open-minded at this time period. I guess some lessons in life are learned only when we decide to put our fences aside. I guess some lessons in life are learned when we decide to put our defenses aside and deeply involve ourselves in life. Instead of coming from a place of fear, we instead instill faith. Fear and faith both work the same way. Each can provide more of each other, but it is solely dependent on which one you feed the most. So regardless of the fact that I had no means to support myself and family, I kept reinforcing my faith and asking the Almighty to bless me with opportunity. I was fresh off the confidence of building a sustainable internal system, and here I was so eager to put it to the test. My love for technology and speaking was also reignited. You know that feeling when it feels like you are deserving of everything you have and more. See worth in yourself and what you do, and that will translate into your actions. This is when I started practicing visualization, especially about the person I'd like to be. My love for reading gave me ability to travel into the different thought processes and reflections of the writers. This further expanded my mindset, as I'd learned in high school that I had a very photographic memory. You need to always stay hungry. Your hunger will get you to places no amount of wishing can. I had to work for what I wanted while waiting for the desired impact. Have you ever heard of the phrase, God helps those who help themselves? Yep, that's definitely something to think about. We are God in the context, while also being ourselves. We are made in the image of the Creator. It's just that sometimes we are so naive and we don't avail ourselves to the awareness process. When we start understanding that pain and misery can be created in the mind, and the only way to make the best of this is to use your mind solely as a base of good and productive thoughts. I took the time that I had to learn about myself so I could be the best version for the role I was inquiring for. First, inquest what you want. Then reinforce the image in your mind by indulging in activities that reinforce what you want, then responding to your desires. It was all about me. Eventually, all the work you put in will pay off. Keeping my head high, even in defeat, taught me to learn more from what I was going through. I could have been so much easier. It could have been so much easier for me to bash myself seeing the results when coming my way, but I didn't. Instead, I persisted. You need to have trust and belief that the universe is conspiring for you, and watch the magic. It was approaching festive season of the year 2017, and here I was, at it with learning and also taking things as they come. This day, 2 days before Christmas, was one of the most life-changing days of my entire life. I learned that you are more tested when you don't have what you want. What you do while you wait matters, and there was the universe working in my favor. A neighbor of mine, whom I grew up with, gave me a call on my way to the mall about a call center position I could fill. And that moment she asked if I could prepare my resume as well as supporting documentation for me to come through the following day for an interview at her work. The amount of jubilance and excitement I had felt this time, I don't think I can even formulate it in words. I was so excited and pleased. And the intentions I had were all put there finally, starting to pay off. So here was I deciding to take this opportunity and grab it with all I can. So as soon as I dropped the phone after that call, I got on the hunt and I searched for all the required documentation so that I could be ready for the following day. Up and away, here was I. Yet another great opportunity, and should I make the best of this, I definitely will be proud of myself. And see how I turned the corner. Here comes the learner mindset yet again. I was prepared for everything, And with time, everything will tell. Namaste. Thank you yet again for joining us for this episode to learn and reflect. Feedback and reviews will be highly appreciated on all the podcast platforms you might be listening on. And until next time, namaste.